Hey friends, just a heads up. In this show, we touch on mental health and some other heavier topics. Nothing too intense, but we want you to take care of yourself and those who may be listening with you. Also, all opinions are our own and not affiliated with 21 Pilots in any way. Listen with care, and thanks for being here.
Putting on a podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Clique Bait.
Welcome back.
Yay.
Hurrah.
Some big news over the week with the Bandito Camp, I think is the most exciting for me.
That was very exciting.
Unexpected to see that come out. And, I'm just wondering what it's going to all be about.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it finally gives us the answer, though, why they're at the outside amphitheaters, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll get into a little bit more of that in a little bit, but...
Tell you what, though, I've never been so happy to have lawn seats in my life.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled. We did it just to save money, and that view really sucks. But now it seems like we're going to be right in the middle of the show, maybe.
It wasn't to save money exactly. The pit tickets were like ridiculously expensive by the time we got there. I just didn't feel right about spending that for 4 people. It was going to be like, what, close to, I don't know, $1,500 for all 4 of us to be in the pit, which is really silly. So I thought, well, if we get lawn tickets, at least we'll be there. And we knew we were going to be going to Bangor, and we got the pit for that already anyway.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, at least we'll be there. But now it worked out.
Well, I never really looked at the view until this Bandito Camp thing to see like, oh, am I still going to be good with it? And I'm glad I didn't look before because I would have been upset. It's not great.
Oh, I saw a picture of it.
I think it might be better
maybe
elsewhere,
in Hartford. I don't know. I saw a picture of a lawn. It didn't look terrible.
Well, we're going to be out there with the Banditos, and I'm just wondering what it all means. You know, the clip showed Josh looking badass like the Bandito leader. You know, he had this look on his face and the people filing in behind him. Did you hear some kind of drum playing in the background?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't hear it at first, but somebody pointed it out, and it does sound like some kind of call to arms, you know. So I'm wondering if that's like going to be Drum Island. Is it going to be way out there?
Yeah, I don't have any idea what to expect. People are saying it's going to be some like epic battle. I think that's a little weird. It doesn't sound like something they would do or take a lot of time out of their show to do. I think it's just going to be a show element. I think something is going to happen. Like, you know, Torchbearer came down from the raft or from the, well, not rafters. What's that called?
The vomitorium.
Sure.
The vomitory.
Came down from the stairs thingies and was there like in the crowd. I think it's going to be like that. I think Torchbearer is going to like appear in the lawn for some part of a show element of some sort. I think that's kind of what it's going to be. I think somebody mentioned they might have like kind of like a, you remember in the FPE, they had like the tent thing all set up, like the Bandito Camp.
Yes.
Maybe they'll have like a kind of something set up like that.
So that's my worry, is that they're selling this Bandito Camp and it's going to be a fake fire with phone chargers.
No,
that's what was at FPE.
It says the show extends to the lawn. Yeah, so it's the show. It's something part of the show. They wouldn't have done a whole huge announcement for phone chargers at a charging station.
Well, I don't know the geography of these places, but it seems like the lawn is far away. So, you know, there's logistics involved here. Like how does someone, Josh and or Tyler, get there? And maybe that's where the B stage is going to be.
Everyone keeps saying that, but I don't see how that could possibly be. If it's Bandito, it wouldn't be Tyler.
Yeah.
And Tyler does the B stage. Everyone's like, it's going to be the B stage.
Hey, it's a new era. Maybe he does have to do the B stage. Maybe Josh is going to do the B stage.
Well, and somebody else pointed out, and I was never able to confirm this, but somebody else pointed out that in some of the arenas, they have a B stage. It says B stage.
Okay.
So I don't know. And I don't know how we would do a B stage anyway, because I guess the pits are supposed to be much smaller in these things.
Yeah, they do kind of look smaller, but
so I don't know. I think this is like you said, like a B stage type element, but I don't think it's going to be Tyler on the piano. B stage like we expect.
Well, the drums in the clip, if that's from City Walls, which I have a feeling it is, it sounds pretty epic. Like it's going to be this epic finale, like it's been promised. And do you think, and we're only 18 days away from show 1, but do you think there will be another announcement that is like Clancy's lair is going to be the pit?
No.
And now there's going to be, the fans are expected to fight to the death to figure out who wins this epic battle.
Absolutely not.
Talk about bringing the show to the lawn.
If that happens, I will be very disappointed.
If they actually hand us torches and we're expected to fight our fellow fans, that would be how awesome. That's like a 4D experience.
Sure.
That no show has ever done.
No.
And we get to be on both sides of it. So hopefully we live through the first one.
We get to experience it all three ways. We will be in the pit, we'll be on the lawn, we'll be in seats.
Yeah, the people in the seats don't even matter if my theory is right. They're like the audience at the Gladiator War. There's one side against the other, and the people in the seats just watch the show. Yeah,
I don't know, but Evie said something really hilarious on Twitter. She said, can you imagine those casual fans who are just like, oh, these seats are cheap. Let's just get them. Let's see what this is all about. And then suddenly there's all these people like in a battle.
They're thrust into the middle of this.
What is happening?
It reminds me of the people that were actually hockey fans at the concert at the hockey game.
Yeah, they're like, what is happening?
They're looking around to like, why are these people wearing tape on their jacket?
Yeah.
People have been posting the layout of the amphitheaters and overlaying the trench map onto it. These guys are so smart. We've seen throughout the eras and throughout the albums, all the lore. Do you think that's the method to their madness by playing at amphitheaters? Because I must say, when that was first announced, it was like, why amphitheaters? That's weird. You guys are arena type people unless you're doing a festival.
I think there's just going to be a lot more pyro and a lot more things, fire elements that you can't really do inside because there's too much smoke and stuff that needs to dissipate.
Have you seen these posts I've been talking about?
Yeah, I have. And I've also seen the people that they've pretty much been debunked, if you will. I think there's only like 3 venues that it actually works with shape-wise.
Well, we're in one of them, so maybe my dream will come true. There's going to be an actual fight.
Maybe.
So, pit people, you watch out. If you're coming to Hartford, we're coming for you.
Hey, if you're in Hartford on the lawn, you heard it here first. Everyone in Bandito yellow.
Yeah, and get ready to fight. That leads me to my next question. What do we wear now? Because for Clancy Tour, it was all about red. Now they're introducing
I'm Bandito because I'm on the lawn, so I'm going to dress like a Bandito for sure. In the pit, I don't know. I got to see how the shows play out first.
And how do we dress because it's going to be cold, especially in Bangor? Like, how do we get into character? Like, is there a Clancy winter outfit that we don't know about?
The red beanie.
That's it. Is there like an overcoat? I mean, I know Torchbearer has pretty heavy. We dress like the outside?
Wear the big long trench coat thingy, my Bob.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get this all together because we're running short on time.
Also, our last show is LA and it's never cold there, so we'll be fine.
But that's one we're just onlookers, so we don't even have to dress up. We need to get ready for battle here.
You gotta dress up.
I don't think you're understanding the gravity of
I don't think I am.
The position we've been put in here.
I don't think I'm on there's going to be an actual battle team. Sorry.
All right, if you say so. Well, enough about that. Rock Sound put out a new, 2 CDs because one sold out so quickly.
Did they?
Yeah. You didn't see the other one?
No.
It's a yellow cover. So there's a red one.
I completely missed that.
Same fonts and stuff, which is what we really want to talk about. But one is yellow with red writing. One's red with black writing, I guess.
Okay.
The red one sold out within minutes.
Yeah, well, there's only 500 copies available. So
there's got to be a better way to sell these collectibles. Like, most people don't have a record player. Most people don't have a CD player. Is it just to put it on your shelf and not actually use?
I mean, for us, yes, because we have a record player, but we just found out that it could ruin our record. So we will not be playing anything on that until we get an actual nice one. But yeah, I mean, with the CDs, yeah, I guess like we still haven't been able to listen to the CD of the tribute album that we purchased because we don't have a CD player.
Well, that's a good segue to get into talking about the fonts and the lettering on the back.
Yeah.
Are 21 Pilots, are the boys even involved in this process, or is it Rock Sound just doing their own thing? Because I feel like for the tribute album, they kind of did their own thing. I don't know that the boys had any
I don't think
say in who was picked to do it and whatnot. So do you think did Rock Sound just put these fonts on there and images to mess with us, or is this all part of the greater plan?
No, I don't think that Tyler especially would let anybody put something with his name on it without being consulted first. That's just not his style. So I guarantee you that Rock Sound had to run the artist by them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they just picked people and did this thing without them even knowing. There's no way.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think they definitely had to at least seen it. They're not gonna allow that. They would never allow. I would never allow that. That's a stupid business move.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think about these fonts and images? The O in intentions is Dema.
Right. That's weird.
Was that intentional?
I mean, it has to have been. It has to have been. It's too...
Yeah, it's right in your face.
Perfectly there for it not to have been. But like, so I basically like went through each of these fonts and just kind of like what it made me think of basically. So like starting with City Walls, it looks very Star Wars. Did you notice that's like slanted and like the block letters that Star Wars has? And
yeah,
I'm wondering, like we've
and...
talked about how the epic battle and whatever we've talked about. Maybe it is kind of like a good versus evil fight like Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It looks like it has movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know what I mean? How Star Wars is like slanted and it's got like fat block letters.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of looks like that to me. Anyway, okay. Raw Fear looks like
scary,
like ink running when it's wet
or blood
or, well, yeah.
It looks spooky.
Sure. Garbage.
Garbage looks more Star Wars-y to me.
Oh, that's weird. It looks like the shape of a car to me.
Okay, I can see that.
It kind of looks like a car, but then did you notice like right next to it, it has the new Nova Bishop symbol next to it?
Well, it does, but then Drum Show is just by itself and that symbol is under Drum Show. Is it for Drum Show or is it for the other one?
Well, see, that's what I was wondering too, but then I realized Drum Show has nothing to do with the lore. Although neither does Garbage apparently, so never mind. I don't know. There goes that completely out the door. Maybe it was just put there and it just happens to be by those. I don't know. But
should we get into this Nova Bishop? What is this?
Yeah. So the only reason I said it was a Nova Bishop symbol was because if you go into the new CD, what are those things called?
Jacket?
No, what are the box set?
Yes.
The new box sets that they put out, the Nova Bishop one has they each have like their own special little trinkets that come with each of them that are different for each thing. And one of them is like not a handkerchief, but a scarf, like you know what I mean? What are those called? I'm like losing all my vocabulary.
Bandana.
Bandana? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every one of them has like a little bandana that goes along with it. Well, the Nova Bishop one has the symbol on it. And if you look really closely, because I'm like, what is that? And I like blew it up and I realized it's the silhouette of the album cover. So it's the silhouette of Josh handing Tyler the jacket with the little skull shape behind it.
Yes.
But they put it to look like in a big circle, it looks like a snowflake.
Yeah. And then it's reversed.
And then it's reversed on the other side. So it's like back and forth. It's almost like it turns into a circle. So you have to really focus to realize that's what it is.
It's going to make a great tattoo if it turns out to be something.
Ooh, an
good.
Elbow tattoo that you always say are so hard to make.
It's perfect for an elbow tattoo.
Anyway, so you just reminded me that none of these songs are lore related. So I don't know why I worried that was the Nova Bishop symbol next to Garbage.
Well, hold on. They might be lore related, but they don't have a video. That's what Tyler said. The City Walls video.
I thought he was saying that.
And the song ends the story. But that doesn't mean that the rest don't have parts of it to lead up to the end.
That's an interesting theory.
Right?
I've never heard anyone talk about that yet. I've been under the impression that those are the only 3 lore songs we're going to get is City Walls, The Contract, and Intentions.
Well, it's like we said all throughout Clancy. Some of the songs may be lore related because of the costumes or what's going on in them, like Backslide, At the Risk of Feeling Dumb, all those things. But the only lore, like heavy songs that follow the storyline were the ones that had lore videos. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think that's what they were trying to say with this.
Interesting.
Is that there's pieces of lore in it, but to give you the visual representation of the story, even going back to Blurry Face and Trench, there's only certain videos that are telling the story of the lore.
Okay.
You know, for example, like in Choker, for example, in Scaled and Icy, there's the Trash Dragon, but it's not really telling a visual story of the lore.
Right.
But there's a piece of the lore in there.
Right.
Makes sense?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. That's a possibility. All right. Robot Voices is like schmancy. Like pretty font. Kind of like, I don't know, it reminds me of like Lavish.
Yeah. Which I don't get.
So that'll be interesting. Downstairs, totally love how they made it a stair.
Yeah. I do like that.
It's like legit a stair, which is totally cool. But underneath it, are those like roots into the dirt? You said it looked like the SAI fire.
It definitely looks like the fire coming out of Trash's mouth, in my opinion.
Okay. Is it coming out of cottonwood or is it coming down from downstairs? Is it like roots going into like a root cellar, like downstairs?
I don't know.
Very confusing. Center mass, it's off balance. Did you notice that? It's like heavier on one side than the other.
Yeah, and it also has the movement looking letters like city walls.
Yep. The words look like it reminds me like of a racing font, like a font when you're like trying to make it look like it's fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that. That was interesting. Cottonwood, it is very Lord of the Rings.
And sort of like the contract font.
Yeah, it's very like Scaled and Icy, that like Renaissance-y kind of fancy font. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it looks like the contract and breach and like kind of like refined a little bit. Mm-hmm. But similar to those old-timey looking,
I'll have to show you the
Shakespearean type font, I guess.
I'll have to show you the Lord of the Rings font. It literally looks just like that. It's crazy. One way. First of all, it's all lowercase, but his end's just a period. Done.
Yeah, which we learned in Tyler's letter means
right.
Full stop.
We are finished. One way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't go back, right? One way. You can't go the other direction.
I feel like Days Lie Dormant is exactly how it's sung. Like if you could put a visual representation of how he sings
it's
it.
Like
it's my days lie dormant.
It's very bubbly.
Yeah.
It's like a big fat bubble font.
It goes up a step at the end.
The dormant goes up once, which it reminded me, like remember I told you that dormant is like you're laying in wait and then waiting to be activated basically. So it's like that last bit of the word was like activated and it stood up kind of a thing, which is interesting.
Yeah.
The tally, it looks like a sports font.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Like you're keeping score of something, right?
Like if there was a hat that had that on it, I'd wear that.
Yeah, it's like a sporty, like a bar.
Yeah.
Varsity.
Yeah.
Right. And then intentions, we'd already talked about that. It's their normal 21 Pilots font, the Clancy font, if you notice that. Mm-hmm. But then the Dema is the O.
So I want you to look to the right. There's their new logo right next to Tally, and then there's the Nova Bishop again, smaller, right underneath the logo and like touching the logo. I wonder if that means something. And then if you zoom out on that Nova Bishop, there's an X in the middle. The black space or the black in the middle makes an X.
Oh.
So much to unpack here with this imagery. I wonder what all this means, but
yeah, we'll go check it out.
There's something there for sure.
We did post it on our social media, so if you want to go back and take a look, I have a single picture of just the CD cover. So if you want to go look at that, it was posted the day that it was released. So go check it out on our social media at clickbait_pod.
Well, I just got to say, like, this is a rock sound thing. And like I said, I'm not sure how involved the band is with that. But if they were, and if this is legit, the storyline may be coming to an end, but they're leaving us all kinds of stuff to still stew upon and think about and Google about. So
once the shows start, I have no doubt we're going to have way more to talk about.
So yeah, we're sad, but I think we can also be grateful that they're not going to leave us hanging for the next X amount of years. There's,
we'll be fine.
There's a lot there to stay engaged with. All right, moving on. I just wanted to take a moment for our boy Josh. He's blossoming right in front of our eyes.
Yes, he is.
He launched a YouTube channel, a solo YouTube channel where he wears a cool hat, a captain's hat, and plays. Is he trying to tell us he's the captain now?
No. I think he was just trying to be fun.
Well, he's playing cover songs, and the first one was Metallica, and it was way better than Lars could ever do.
Shh.
I think no, it's okay. Everyone out there that knows anything about music knows
Metallica's going to hate us.
Listen, Metallica's great.
We're going to get canceled by Metallica.
Lars is a little, not so sure about Lars.
Oh,
but anyway,
I honestly don't. I listen to you and the kids talk about it all the time, and I'm so confused. Is there like several drummers? I'm very confused by this.
In Metallica?
Yeah.
No, there's just Lars.
Oh, well, who?
He's always been there from the beginning.
Is there someone who's moved to, like, different people have come in and out or something? I don't know.
Yeah, the bass player, the original bass player died. The other one left.
This isn't a Metallica podcast.
The other one left because he was upset with Lars.
Oh.
Yeah, so
okay.
Lars has some drama. He tried to fight all the Napster people, which I guess is good for the music industry, but it wasn't good for... Anyway,
again, moving on. All right.
Not a Lars Ulrich podcast.
Better than Lars.
Correct. Better than Lars. But I also think like through the Clancy era, Josh has been doing his own solo interviews, and there's been some posts out there recently that shows how far he's come Like when they were brand new with Vessel and back in the day, he would just be off in the wings and kind of looking down and looking around, like visibly uncomfortable about being interviewed or being on the red carpet or whatever. And now he's got his own channel. He's doing solo interviews. He's doing he's talking a lot on the YouTube segments about the tour where they follow them around. It's just it's a coming out party for Josh, and he's singing now and good things. So I'm happy for him.
That's good. I think that Mark and Josh are kind of gearing up for this quiet time.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be doing some of their own like little solo things. And I'm not trying to say Josh is going to like go off on his own, but I think we're going to see maybe some guest drumming spots or just a little bit more from him. And then, you know, if the band's not touring or anything, Mark has nothing to do. So he's got a new website, new merch out, trying to promote his brand and everything, which I think is great. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So he does such a great job on the videos that I think, I think
candidly, kind of tongue in cheek, Tyler and Josh are always like, Tyler's the lead singer. Everything's about Tyler. And Josh is just the drummer, but I think we shouldn't lose sight that he's a musician. He could probably write his own stuff. So not even guest drumming, but maybe producing and putting out his own music.
Yeah, sure.
He is a musician. He knows about music. And in Tyler's letter to all of us a couple weeks ago, he said he's really proud of that guy. And so are we. Just wanted to point that out. Hey, speaking of downtime, I have an idea. And I know that Tyler listens. So Tyler, I'm speaking directly to you now. I saw 9 Inch Nails the other day live, and it was fantastic. It reminded me a lot of a 21 Pilots show, how they get up there and create the music right in front of you, like all the hooks and all the... Mm-hmm. It reminded me kind of like the unplugged version of 21 Pilots, the album, whatever. It was awesome. And Trent Reznor, who's the singer for, and basically the mastermind behind 9 Inch Nails, is mostly known nowadays for his film scores. Tyler, I'm speaking directly to you again. Write a score for a movie.
That'd be cool. Yeah, didn't you say he was doing Tron?
Yeah, he's doing the new Tron sequel.
Yeah, I thought that's what you said.
And he's done all kinds of movies. If you look him up on IMDb, he did the whole soundtrack for the animated movie Soul, which is like a jazz movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you think of 9 Inch Nails and what they, you know, I Want to F You Like an Animal song, and it's very like kind of driving alternative.
That really is the only song I know.
Yeah, but then he does a Disney movie that's all about jazz.
Sure.
Like, this guy's an incredible musician, so is our Tyler. So Tyler, please, again, I know you're listening. Please write a movie. Hook up with the studios during this downtime and score a film or a show.
That'd be cool.
I think it'd be awesome.
He did great with The Line.
And that's just one song. Can you imagine if he did the whole show?
Heathens.
Right. Do the whole show and it would be incredible.
It'd be great.
All right. That's it for In the News.
All right. So let's move on to our TOP fans doing amazing things. So
hold on.
Sorry.
Department of Corrections is supposed to go before this.
Oh, I thought that was at the end before we moved on.
Our notes is, well, do you want to do that?
No, you can move it around if you want. I don't care.
Okay, well, I have one. I feel bad. We forgot
to... let's do the corrections then. We can't just do one and then go back and do more.
Right,
so
okay.
Let's do them all. Go.
Sorry, Department of Corrections. I feel bad that we forgot Jim's birthday.
We forgot Jim.
Happy birthday, Jim Dunn. 8 years young. Such a good addition to the 21 Pilots
I think he's got more fans than...
He's got his own figurine.
Jenna and Debbie.
Yeah. He's got an action figure. The boys don't have that.
He's pretty cool.
Well,
they do. They have the Funko Pops.
Well, that's different.
I guess.
We have a Jim Dunn.
We have Jim.
Action figure.
He's very cute.
It's great. So happy birthday, Jim.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Really sorry we missed it last week.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about my 3-year anniversary last episode. And I mentioned that I had gone to the bathroom at one point and I couldn't remember what song it was that I was in the bathroom for. So I went and looked at the set list and kind of tried to remind myself of what I would have done at that moment in time. And I think it was Level of Concern. Okay. Because I had no idea what that song was. I don't think you ever really played it in the car.
No.
I don't think it was something you played a lot.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know what that song was. And the song right after it was Ride. And that is like one of my least favorite songs. So I think that I had gone to the bathroom at that point and thought I can totally miss Ride. No problem. Not knowing that he goes into the crowd and kind of extends the life of that song over a very long period of time.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So I think that's what I did. And I think I came back from the bathroom and was like sitting there on my phone and realized like, wait a minute, he's in the crowd. and kind of
Yeah.
like stood up for a second. Then suddenly he was in front of my face.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You left the
Yep.
floor to go to the bathroom and said, I'm just going to go back to the seat for the rest of this.
Because my feet were killing me.
Well, there you go.
So yeah,
And you got the view of a lifetime.
I got the view of a lifetime, and I'm so glad that I came back in time. So that was great.
That's just
Could
that's
you
a good
imagine?
message for everyone out there. Don't worry about getting the pit tickets. Just get to the show.
Yeah.
Because you never know when he's going to show up in the balcony for a car radio, or right in front of your face for ride, or now at Bandito Camp way out in the lawn.
Yeah.
So just go. Don't
Yeah.
worry about getting the best seats.
It was, can you imagine though, if I had gone to the bathroom and then came back and people were like, oh my God, he was right there. And I'm like, what?
You probably would have stood in your
I went
empty
to the
seat.
bathroom. Probably. Yeah. All right. You also asked the question of whether Mark has made any movies.
I think he should if he
So
hasn't.
I did a deep dive on this one, and no, it does say he's made some short films, but I can't find anything on that. So I'm thinking that it was probably those tour episodes or like the Down on the Farm thing. I think that's what they're calling his short films.
Which is great. I love that.
It's hilarious. But he's also worked, so he's done the music videos and all that stuff, but he's also worked for a band called Floor, I think is how you would say that. It's another Fueled by Ramen band. Very cool looking video. It's up on his website, realbearmedia.com, I believe. So go check that out. It's got the coolest, I love his aesthetic that he does.
Yeah, it's really
real
good.
dark but colorful, vibrant.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like that. So yeah, no actual movies though. Not yet.
Did we talk about the making of Drum Show last week? I think we did. Had that come
Yes,
out
we
yet?
talked about the Twitch. Yeah, he's done like a bunch lately though.
But I mean, just how he did that was incredible.
Yeah, really cool.
Now that they keep showing little snippets of it, it's been great how he cut the van in half and all that stuff. Just really creative.
Yeah, it was really
a great
neat.
eye for what to tell these stories.
Yeah, and I think having artists like Josh and Tyler who are super involved help as well. Kind of give him ideas of what their vision is like as well, and that can help the creative process. So
Yeah, definitely.
We talked about our listener Sonic Dishes, who was wondering about the listening parties because he had never gone. He was a new Clancy fan, and you asked me whether or not he was going to any of the concerts, and he did let me know he's going to be going to, I think it's Burkittstown, Pennsylvania,
Yes.
and North Carolina, I think he said.
All right. Well, enjoy.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
have a great time.
And because of us, he decided he's going to go to one of the listening parties.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I love it.
And speaking of the listening parties, I don't know if they're going to let me. I don't know how the stores are going to be. I will post it on social media. However, I'm going to try to go live, I think. For those of you that can't make it to a listening party, there's actually quite a few people. I didn't realize this. There's even some people here in our home state that can't make it to some of the ones that are around just because of mobility issues, or this one, I feel awful. She's got like really horrible social anxiety.
Yeah.
And she said she probably isn't going to go because she doesn't know the information and she's too scared to call the store to ask because of her anxiety. And I told her, I'll call for you.
Can we pick her up and just take her?
No, I feel so awful. No, she's in Western Mass, so she's like way out there. But anyway, I offered to call for her. She hasn't answered me, but I offered to call the store for her and give her any information she needed. Because
That's very nice.
I know how scary that is. I hate making phone calls. It's the worst.
That's very nice of you.
So, but so I'm going to try. I don't know if the store is going to be like, turn off your phone. I don't know how they'll be.
Nah.
So I will try to go live if I can. I'll probably just set the phone up on like a little tripod and just let it go. But yeah.
And there's going to be some weirdos handing out stickers potentially. We've hired 2 people to hand out stickers.
We've not.
Well, we're not showing our face and we don't want people to know us. So
But if they
2
see
strangers, random
us,
strangers are going to
it
be
can
handing out
us. Yeah, sure.
pictures. I mean, not pictures.
Stickers.
Stickers. And if you want them autographed, we'll go take it to the person that made them is on the show and maybe we'll sign them for you. But it's not going to be the person handing them to you.
Sure. Yeah.
Promise you
No,
that.
not us. Even though it sounds like us, we found people that really sound like us.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So now we got to go backwards.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a matter of opinion. I think we're going forward, but that's
Okay.
fine. Well,
All right. TOP fans doing amazing things. I feel terrible because I knocked the person out of who was going to be my TOP fan doing amazing things for this person. But I also feel really bad because he messaged me in the beginning of June and I didn't see it. So I feel really awful about that because it was like buried in my inbox on Instagram. You have to like literally go search for things. It's really frustrating.
Listen, don't feel bad. We have a lot of episodes forthcoming that people can fill into, and it's all good.
Yeah. So this is a listener, Lachlan from Australia. Hi, I told you, take a listen. Maybe you'll hear about yourself. I decided I was going to do it this week. His handle is @official, and I think it's Busky Music, BUSKY Music on Instagram. But he's the lead singer in a band called Verdicts. And they are @verdicts_official on Instagram. But their sound is fantastic. They're like really cool. It's like an indie rock with like a little pop punk twist to it, I guess.
Okay.
It's like, I was trying to figure out how I was going to describe this. So it's like Linkin Park and Blink-182, but they're like sophisticated.
Oh.
They're like older.
Okay.
I don't know. It just has a really cool, like rich sound to it and just really vibey. Kind of, I guess maybe like Balu Brigada, I guess.
Okay.
But like more rock.
I mean, it would make sense. They're from the same region. So yeah.
Yeah, sure. But it's like more rock.
Forward. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Verdicts, if I'm totally ruining your genre. I apologize.
They're listening right now going, nar.
Oh no, it's terrible. But whatever genre it is, it's fantastic, is all I have to say. So Lachlan himself, he's the lead singer. Like I said, super talented. He does a really great covers on his Instagram page. My favorite one is he does Screen. And that's a hard one to do because people try to do Tyler's falsetto and they don't quite get it. But he just does his own like, what's the word? Register, I guess is the right word.
Yeah.
He just sings it where his voice should be. He doesn't try to hit Tyler's.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's really nice. It sounds just really, it's just a really rich sound to his voice. And I like that. So Lachlan, you're doing a fantastic job. Keep it up.
I feel personally attacked by some people try to hit the falsetto and can't, because like I'm one of those people, as people have heard on the show.
Yeah.
When I try to sing along, and so
well, you know,
I see what you're trying to do, and I don't appreciate it.
It's not you. I don't like to be mean, but you know, you'll be scrolling along and someone will have a cover of something. You're like, eee.
Yeah,
that's not great.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel that way with this one. He did a nice job.
Well, thanks for listening,
go
mate.
check it out.
Thanks for being our mate over there in the Australia and sending us a message. Mm-hmm. And
keep doing amazing things.
Please
and
do,
again,
yes.
His handles are @official Busky Music and @verdicts_official on Instagram.
You mentioned the genre. Like, I'm tired of genres. Let's just, I wish
I'm
on
not.
Apple Music, it would just be awesome music. And that's your genre.
Well, sure.
And
then
there'll be a category for not so awesome music.
But I think this is awesome music and the people at your work disagree.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm just tired of the trying to, when people try to put 21 Pilots specifically, bringing it back to the purpose of this show. Like, I don't, it sucks because there isn't one just to call them. And, they win awards for rock duo or pop this or whatever. And it's like, they're just not a genre. They're just great.
They're just awesome.
I don't
Their genre is yes.
Exactly.
All right. Moving on to Breach Bingo.
I wish I had a sound effect for this. Maybe I'll find one.
Maybe. I don't know. We have 2 weeks. 2 weeks, you guys. It is officially Breach Month. Happy Breach Month, everyone.
Yay.
We have 2 weeks until Breach comes out. So I think it's finally time. They've been floating around since Breach was announced. But I think it's time we finally do our Breach Bingo cards.
Okay. Do you want me to start?
Sure, if you want to.
I have it up already. I don't think I'm going to win this bingo game, but we'll see.
Hey.
So starting off in the top.
Wait.
Oh,
Let's. I feel like we should. Does everybody know what bingo is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Our friend
take
Lachlan.
it for
Our friend Lachlan probably calls it bingar, but yeah, I think they know that it's bingo.
probably.
Everyone knows what bingo is.
Yeah.
There's a song about it.
Okay. Well, no, that's a dog.
Bingo was his name-o.
Yeah, but that's not about the game bingo.
Yeah, you're right. Well, if they don't, we can do a tutorial on social media. But basically, you have this card that's, in this case, it's 5x5.
Right.
It's a grid, and you get a free space in the middle, and you usually have to get, everything in a row to get a bingo. And
Yeah,
you call
so you
out.
get like a 5 across, down, or
Yeah.
diagonally.
Yeah, or there's different games where you have to fill up the whole thing and all that. But we're just going to play if
We're
you can
going to
get...
do a 5
Yeah,
because a blackout would just be insane.
right. And in normal bingo, they call it numbers, and each thing on the grid corresponds to a number. Here we have what we think will be on this album.
Yes.
And if we are correct, we get to put a marker there that says,
Yeah, and
we were
hopefully
right.
we will get a bingo. So
You're going to
the
hear in a
game is
minute
on.
why I'm not going to win.
and I'm hoping that I win.
All right, so I will start out.
All right.
Top left corner, I just have...
Hey, wait.
What?
Sorry.
Once
I just
again.
had an idea. Maybe we should just do like just the few that we're like really sure about, because there are a few that I was like, okay, that sounds like something.
Well, I'm not really sure about any of this.
Oh, all right. Never mind. Go ahead then. Go.
Okay, so I have purple. I have a synth solo.
Ooh, I didn't think about that one.
I have a Jenna song. I have a Debbie song.
Ooh.
Josh is coming out of his shell. Maybe Josh writes a song and Debbie gets her moment.
But wouldn't that be so weird for Tyler to sing a song about Debbie?
Maybe there's more jokels.
Oh.
Maybe we just got a taste in drum show.
All right.
There's going to be a piano heavy song similar to Goner or Truce.
Sure.
Intentions will not close things, even though he said it will.
What?
There's going to be a cliffhanger. And it's either going to be
Okay.
like the cycle repeating itself or something that's going to leave us thinking for the years to come.
Okay.
Intentions is going to make me cry. I think I'll be able to mark that one off. Tyler will scream on every song.
Every song.
So far, we're 2 for 2.
Whoa.
So there will only be 3 videos. I don't think there's going to be any more than 3 from this album.
Do we have 3 from this album? Oh, City
We will,
Walls. City
yeah.
Walls.
Tyler / Clancy doesn't get out of Dema. We'll win, but not everyone will get out.
Okay.
This was all a dream at the end. Jar Jar Binks is Nico.
Oh.
Because I don't know if you're familiar with Star Wars lore, but there's a big theory out there that Jar Jar is
Yes,
the Sith Lord.
is
He's
the
the
Sith
catalyst
Lord.
for the whole story. So maybe he is here too.
That would be hilarious.
Torchbearer dies,
no.
or Clancy dies.
Or wait, are those
Well,
two
different
separate?
squares, yeah.
Okay.
Nico is the only bishop that dies.
Well, besides Keon's?
Pause.
Okay.
Raw fear isn't scary at all. It's poppy and fun. do raw fear. Like something like that. I don't know.
No, it was Raw Fear.
Keon's returns. Maybe Keon's was never dead.
Okay.
Ned is evil.
Hey.
Debbie makes an appearance in a video.
Oh, finally. Okay.
Tyler plays drums. Josh sings again. I kind of already said that. Torchbearer kills Clancy. Dun,
What?
dun, dun.
No.
Plot twist. Jenna sings.
Jenna sings.
Yeah.
Geez, you were really reaching for some squares here.
And this isn't the end. ... Oh. Even though we've been told it's the
So
end.
no
it's
definite
not the
ending
end.
is your...
Correct. Or this storyline continues in some way, fashion in the future. Maybe it's a complete spin-off about Torchbearer and Lady Torchbearer making a family. I don't know. But maybe something happens within Trench as a spin-off. And this story is not over, because I don't think they can continue the story under their own label. There's been talk about that. I don't know.
Okay.
But something continues, I think.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I've got a rap heavy song. I've got bird sounds. I've got Ned makes an appearance. I think they're going to have a lyric that says, let's finish this.
So real quick,
Yeah.
if Ned makes an appearance and he's evil, do we both get to cross that off? Because if he's evil and makes an appearance, I get
Yeah.
a square and you get a square.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't say how he makes an appearance. He's just there somehow.
All right, cool.
There's going to be a Jenna song. Clancy accepts the jacket. Dema burns. Clancy is a bishop. I think the cycle is going to continue, but it's going to be a positive way.
Yeah. That's the spinoff.
Sure. I have the album ending with the beginning of Heavy Dirty Soul, the little scratchy, staticky sound, because that would be the perfect cycle. You know what I mean? I don't think garbage is what we think. I put garbage is not what we think.
Okay.
I think we're going to have a Josh Dunn lyric. I think we'll have a Uke heavy song. I think we're going to get a new meaning for FPE.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I think we're going to have a Torchbearer mention. I think City Walls begins where the contract ends. I think we're going to have 5+ minute song. City Walls, I think.
Yeah, or Intentions.
Or Intentions.
That's
sure.
my guess.
I think we're going to have a Clancy sacrifice. I think Josh is going to be shirtless at some point.
Like in the show or just in a song? Like we'd have to have a video for that. How would we know?
Yeah, it could be the show too, I guess.
He might be shirtless right now. We have no idea.
He could be. Well, I'm checking it off then.
Okay, go for it.
Bingo. I think we're going to have a definite ending. I think we're going to know the end of the story. Purple. I have Purple. I think Nova Bishop is a completely new character. I don't think it is either Torchbearer or Clancy. I think it's somebody completely new. And the reason that I think that is because when you go back to, I forgot to mention this, on the bandana, it has all of the bishop's names around it, and Keon's is still there.
Yes, I'm with you. That's
and
why
we're going
I
to
said,
get back to that in a minute.
That's why I said my square Keon basically lives. Keon's. I think he comes back like resurrection style.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I think in a little bit when we do our lore dive. But anyway, so I think Nova Bishop is something new. Maybe it's not like one character specifically, but maybe they're all going to be Nova Bishop. I don't know. Like maybe all the bishops decide to join as one entity and become Nova Bishop.
I think they're all going to get a Chevy Nova to drive around in.
That'd be awesome.
Because their old car burned down.
Sure. So. I know. Well, because Clancy burned their old car.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't read my writing in this one. Oh, I think we're going to have some lyrics in a language other than English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
and then
easy.
I think Cottonwood is going to be my crying song. I think it's going to be my oldie station song. It's going to make me cry.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Excellent
my bingo.
List. Well, we shall see who will win.
Yeah.
After whatever episode comes after September 12th, we will report back.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Yeah. Neither one of us are going to get 5, I think. But
I don't know. I think I'm going to, maybe not in a row.
It's it's probably where we strategically place them on the chart.
Sure. All right.
All right. Enough of the news and Department of Corrections and all the gibberish. Let's get into the
lore deep dive. Nope. Not funny.
Nope.
There you go. All right. All right. So this one's I'm going to change it up a little bit for this week because I was actually having a really great conversation online with one of our listeners. And they were very interested in my theory of Clancy as Jesus, the Christ, by the way, not anybody else named Jesus.
Thanks for clarifying.
And I know I went into it a little bit in episode 3 when we did Rebel Red. I think that was the episode. But I want to expand on my thoughts this week and really kind of get into it. If I'm right, which I feel that I am, I'm awesome. But we already knew I was awesome. So
yeah.
I just a little disclaimer. Whether you believe in Christian faith or not, it's not a secret that it's important to them. Okay. And obviously it's very prevalent in their music and in the lore. But if you feel like you don't really want to hear about any of this, go ahead and skip ahead. Probably like 5-10 minutes.
Just end the show
skip
for now.
ahead.
We already did the cool stuff. No, I'm kidding. I would just skip the rest of it.
No, the song's cool.
Okay, then come back for the song.
Come back for the song. But, I urge you, just listen to it. It's at least a cool history lesson.
Well, we're not trying to promote any
We're not trying to promote any religion. We're just giving you the facts of what Christianity believes is their history.
Which you can find in any Google search or Encyclopedia Britannica.
And there's actually quite a bit of other religion and culture in it. So... Yeah, just
go nuts.
Listen with an open mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're here to learn you, everyone. Okay.
Yes. All right. So let's get into it. If you don't want to listen, now is the time. Okay. So I want to clarify. I say Jesus because when most people hear the word Christ, that's who they think of. So when we say Christ, Jesus is the immediate thought, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the reason that I say that is because did you know that there's other Christs in the Christian religion? It's not just Jesus. So Christ is an actual type of person. It's not his last name. Okay.
Middle name H?
Middle name H. Yes. He is not Jesus H. Christ. No. Christ comes from the Greek word Christos, which means anointed by God. So essentially a Christ is a figure who has been appointed by God and chosen to be his representative.
Yeah, I knew this. His last name is of Nazareth.
Yes,
So,
that's correct.
like Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah. So these Christs are also recognized in Judaism and in Muslim religions as well. But without giving you a religion lesson, because that would just take forever, Christianity is different because we believe that Jesus was a Christ, but was also the Messiah or the Savior. So other religions don't doubt that Jesus was a Christ. They just don't call him the Messiah.
Yeah, he's not their Christ. He's another one.
Yeah. So like in Jewish religion, they're still waiting for that Savior to come.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense?
It does.
So it was just a little kind of background on the wordage for you. Okay. So essentially, I believe Clancy to be a Messiah to those in Dema, one who will deliver them from their oppression of the bishops. So now that we have the definitions, okay, I want to get into why I believe all of this. Okay.
Okay.
So Jesus was prophesied in many of the stories in the Old Testament. And one prophecy said that the Son of God would be born miraculously of a virgin, who we know was Mary. Yes? Well, Clancy wasn't born of a virgin, at least not that we know of. We don't know his origin story exactly. His appearance is actually miraculous in that we have no real explanation of how he got there. So it's kind of like in the beginning of the Bible where it says in the beginning there was nothing, right? It's like he just, so far from what we know in the storyline, he just appears, right? We don't know how he got there. Does that make sense?
Where I'm from, I was born right here.
Exactly.
Just now.
Just now. So we don't also have any confirmation that Clancy was prophesied to the bishops, but I believe that Nico knew he possessed something special, which is why he had singled him out early on. Because there's other citizens in Dema. Why are we picking on poor Clancy?
Yeah.
I think Nico knows there's something special about this kid.
Well, and my favorite religion, Star Wars, also deeply rooted in Christianity. It's similar to that as well. They knew, I think Nico knew he was the chosen one.
Yes,
if you will.
Exactly. So I think he knew he would possess the same powers that they had. And he told the bishops, which is why Keon's knew to get him to Voltsoy. Otherwise, why wouldn't he just choose some other random kid to get to Voltsoy? You know what I mean? So I think they knew that he was special. Another thing is Clancy's smearing and his messages to the citizens of Dema and his desire to see the corrupt power of the bishops end. So another history lesson. Jesus was a rabbi, a teacher, and he spread God's word to the citizens. His demise was brought on because he often challenged the figures that were in power, calling out their corrupt ways, which is why they decided to first try and discount him. So they tried to make him look stupid first, telling people, oh, look at this dork. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, what
you
an
know what
idiot.
I mean? They tried to make him look like an idiot in front of everybody. And then when that didn't work, when people still followed him, then they crucified him.
Yeah.
And they often made fun of him. They paraded him in the streets and shamed him while he was walking to his crucifixion, which ultimately was a warning to the other people that had these ideas, which is why they were crucified and left in front of the cities for everybody to see. It was like a little warning, like this is what happens to people who cross us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Clancy attempted to out the bishops as the citizens of Dema, and he was smeared for it. And we hear in Clancy's letters that smearing was shameful, right? It was that people that were smeared were like, oh, these are bad people, right?
Yeah.
It was their attempt at embarrassing them in front of everyone, discounting them. Does that make sense? It's a sign that that person had attempted to escape, and that was a way to show others what will happen to them if they try. Then we get into the Banditos. Jesus, of course, had his disciples, his followers that spread his word and converted others to be followers as well. The Banditos have kind of the same agenda, if you think about it. They're also converts, people who had heard Clancy's message, they believe him, and they escape, helping to spread the word as well.
And they were also people that just bought lawn tickets
People
to save money.
People that bought the lawn tickets. Yes.
We're now disciples, everyone.
We are.
Welcome.
Congratulations. Spread Clancy's word.
But it kind of makes sense. Wow, this just popped in my head. Light bulb.
Light bulb.
Maybe they're putting it in the lawn because those are the cheap seats, and Jesus's disciples were kind of just regular people.
Yeah, it's all the regular people.
It wasn't the rich elite or anything like that.
Nope.
It was regular carpenters and other poor people and whatnot that believed in him. So maybe that's some imagery there.
Maybe. Could be. Maybe. All right, torchbearer. I believe the torchbearer is an example of the Holy Spirit. I think he's symbolic of the Holy Spirit, the figure whose job it is to guide others to walk closer to God. Torchbearer is also a guide. He has the spiritual ability to project his presence and guide Clancy to his goal. And in the Bible, the Holy Spirit has many symbols, but it's often seen as fire or flames of some sort. And we're going to get into the Holy Spirit a little bit more in just a second when I get down a little bit further, but I feel like that's Torchbearer's role in this story as a guide. So now I want to get into the things that have not been confirmed, but that I believe are really significant. And Keons is one of them. While I was doing my research, I found that in Asian cultures, Keons means king or realm, and it's usually associated with warriors, but more specifically with young warriors. Now, in the Irish language, Keons means ancient or enduring, and God is gracious. And it's basically the Irish equivalent of the name John.
Interesting.
And I find this actually quite interesting.
Yeah, so do I.
Because of John the Baptist.
Oh.
Yeah. So just for those of you who don't know, John the Baptist was a prophet that was popular in the same region as Jesus. He traveled and preached about God's final judgment and baptized those people who decided they wanted to repent. He was actually Jesus's cousin, and he baptized Jesus. So his role in the Bible was as a forerunner for Jesus. He was like the opening act for Jesus, basically. I mean, he was the Balu Brigada of Jesus. All right. And what's the new one? What's the new one?
Dayglow. Glowing day. Dayglow. Dayglow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So he basically set the stage and carved the path that Jesus would eventually take over. Does that make sense?
It does. I think what you're trying to say is John is awesome. And I think that holds true today.
Absolutely.
The other Johns that I know are quite awesome. One in particular. And so I think that,
sure.
I think I agree with this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my theory is that Clancy will become Keons.
Oh.
And I put Keons in quotation marks because remember what I said earlier about the bandana? Keons paved the way and died so that Clancy could take his place. And interestingly enough, Clancy is also an Irish name that means son of the Red Warrior and can also mean son of the clerk or scribe. And in Irish tradition, the families with this name were like chieftains or leaders in their villages. And they often were charged with preserving both the Christian and the native cultures during a time when Europe was like very unstable. So like during the Renaissance time, their job was to keep those traditions like passed on, write them down, put them in books, keep them together. They were well-learned people. They were rich. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So actually, this family still survives in Ireland to this day, by the way, which is kind of cool. But
I thought it was just the street Mark grew up on.
It very well could be. But it's very interesting, though, that it's son of the Red Warrior of all the things that it could have been. That's a weird coincidence if it is.
Yeah. And this isn't stuff that fans have just manifested like a lot of the lore. This is actual history.
Yep, actual history.
Interesting.
Yep. But I just think this is another nod to what Clancy's role is going to be in this story. I think maybe he isn't the bio son of any of the bishops, but I believe it will be his role to step up and take Keons' place, helping to bring about a change and preserve for the future. So maybe the bishops maybe that's not their actual name. Maybe it's the region. Does that make sense?
Yeah, or their title, like Keons is king.
Sure. So maybe Bishop
title.
Keons is actually like Bill, but he's the leader of the Keons region. So he's Bishop Keons. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Bill.
Well, just came up with a name, okay?
All right.
All right. Now I want to talk about the number 9. We have a lot of 9s throughout this lore, with the 9 bishops being the most important number 9. But the number 9 in the Bible represents divine finality, completion, and the judgment. It represents the end of a process or of like a cycle, like, pregnancy is 9 months, right?
Yeah.
Or the fact that 9 is the last number before you get to another place value, before the cycle continues again.
Yeah.
Is your head not like my head was exploding while I was reading all of this? I guess yours is like
it is.
whatever.
I just didn't know how much you knew about history, language, and now math.
I'm so smart.
I'm blown away here.
So smart. All right. So let's talk about more number 9s in history. The Holy Spirit actually bestows 9 gifts upon believers. And these are the gifts of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Do those not sound like our bishops, the opposite of them? Of all the things that we're fearing, all of these anxieties, self-control being one of them?
Yeah, it does.
I think that's pretty interesting.
Pretty mind-blowing.
Yes. And so these gifts, if used properly, are said to give you a fulfilled and a happy life. And isn't that what this whole purpose of the lore is supposed to be? Is that we're trying to get out of these dark things to have a fulfilled and happy life?
Yeah.
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 Interesting. All right. I just think, if you think about it, it's like in order to be fulfilled and happy, you have to have the light get you out of the dark.
Yeah.
The opposite of these 9 things gives you the good things.
How about this? The bottom of a 9 is the top of a 6, and 3 6s is the sign of the devil, like the bottom. So you have the 9 inverted. You see what I'm saying? Like 999 is Jesus is good. You flip it and it's bad.
Okay.
No? Am I reaching there?
No, I see.
Come on,
I see
man.
where
I'm
you're going.
trying to contribute here.
I see where you're going. I got it. I think one of the most significant number 9s in the Bible, though, is Jesus' death at the 9th hour, which is 3 p.m. And if you're not sure how 3 p.m. is the 9th hour like I was, I urge you to look it up. It has to do with ancient timekeeping. It's actually kind of fascinating, but I just don't have time to go into a whole lesson about ancient timekeeping. So Jesus finally died. His end was at the 9th hour at 3 p.m. when he said, "Are you ready for this? It is finished."
Oh. I thought he said like, "I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here."
I mean, that would be cool. But no. But didn't we say, Clancy said, "Let's finish this."
Yeah.
So.
Sure did. Yeah.
All right. I also found some parallels in Jesus's passion for those that are not into the Christian religion. We counting over here?
Yeah, I was just counting. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so the Jesus' passion is the little time period before his crucifixion, starting with he was in the garden agonizing. He got arrested. He was beat. He was made to walk to his cross and put on it and died. So that's what we call Jesus' passion. And it begins with his suffering in the garden and it ends with his crucifixion and death. I believe that the contract is a parallel to Jesus' suffering. There's a point in the garden where Jesus actually asks God to take this burden away from him, but then he ultimately realizes it is his duty and says he knows that it's God's will and it will be done. I think Clancy not wanting to take the jacket is this part of the story of Jesus. He says, "I used to see it felt so real, but now I plead, just take the deal. I promised you a contract." He's saying, "I believe in my purpose, but I really don't want to do this. And I'm begging you to stop it. But I also understand that I promised. And so even though we don't see it, I think he will take that jacket."
And it's going to turn purple.
Sure. It's going to turn purple. Torchbearer, again, represents the Holy Spirit here. I think a symbol of the higher power of the job that has to be done to save Dema. I feel like there's so much more to unpack here, but it's starting to get a little too long. So I think it's probably a good time to stop, or I think I'd probably be going on forever. So that's my little technical lore deep dive of why I think Clancy is Jesus.
That was good.
Thanks.
That's eye-opening. I hope any non-Christian listeners aren't mad at us and don't understand what that was for, you know what I mean? What that was just about.
Sure.
It's not about messaging. It's not about us trying to, it's not about any of that. It was just to try and connect this to something.
I hope I presented it in a factual way and not a preachy way.
Yeah, and if you want to listen,
I did a nice job.
If you're not Christian and you're atheist or whatever, and you want to flip it and believe that Clancy's the devil, then please write to us and tell us your theory on why it is,
sure.
And we'll talk about that too.
If anything, you may not believe in the magical part of this, but it has been proven to be part of history at least. So at least these people were actual people. So whether we believe in the miraculous parts of it or not, it was at least history. So
yeah,
it happened.
Like we've said from day one of this podcast, this music, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yes. And
you
like
can
I
just
said in the
believe
beginning,
that it's good music.
Sure. And like I said in the beginning, it's no secret that it is important to the boys. So
in fact, I tell friends now that say, hey, because of you, I've started listening to 21 Pilots. I say, do not go onto Google. Do not say 21 Pilots lore. Don't search anything, because
do not start.
You will end up down a rabbit hole you really don't want to be in, and it could ruin your marriage and everything else. Just don't do it.
Time.
Don't do it.
Sure. All right.
So just, it could just be good music.
It is. It could be. Absolutely. All right.
Song of the week.
Song deep dive. I'm going to do Redecorate.
Okay.
We were asked to cover this song by a listener on Spotify. And I have to be honest, it is not one of my faves. I really actually didn't understand it all that much until I realized that I actually had one of the lyrics wrong. And I think that messed it up a little bit for me.
I tell you, that one song by The Killers, once I learned what the lyrics was, changed the whole
then
meaning
it made
of the
sense.
song.
Exactly. So once I figured that out, I did actually understand it a lot better. But in an attempt to understand it even more, I actually decided to cover it because you do like this song, right?
I do.
You do. I don't not like it. It's just not, it's not one that I have on like a playlist or I, consistently listen to. And I think it's because I got this lyric wrong and it didn't make sense to me. But we'll get into that in a minute when I get there. So first, before we dive in, I like to give you a little bit of the information on the song. Redecorate is the last track on the album Scaled and Icy. And in a minute, I'm going to explain why I think it was the perfect track to end this album with. It's the only song on the album to have another artist as a credited writer. It was written by Tyler and Paul Meany. It was released on May 21st, 2021 when Scaled and Icy was released. And it's important to remember that this album was written during COVID. Tyler has said that his mom told him that there's enough darkness in this time that he should make something bright and cheerful. And to be honest, I feel like that's what this song is. It's actually really hopeful and powerful if you let it be that.
Interesting.
Yes.
And, speaking of lore and going down deep dives, all of the last songs on the album have their own place, like in the 21 Pilots lore. Not the lore storyline, but the, like, why were they the last song? Or what do they mean for what's next? And things like that. So I'm interested to hear if you get into that and what this might mean, especially saying what you just said.
All right. So the song begins with a line from one of Clancy's letters, and it says, "There was a wonderful structure to the city, and it put my cares to rest." And I think this is sort of like those quotes that you get when you read a chapter book. Sometimes they'll put like a quote from a famous person or like another book in there. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
And they usually have something to do with what that chapter is going to be about, or like the central theme that's meant to be tied back to it. And to me, that's exactly what this song is. The chorus is the central theme, and each of the verses is like a mini story of a character and how they relate to that central theme. So I think we should start with the chorus. I know that's kind of weird and like out of place, but I think I want to start there. Does that make sense?
It does.
So the chorus is, "I don't want to go like this. At least let me clean my room. I don't want to leave like this because the last thing I want to do is make my people make decisions, wondering what to do. Should they keep it on display or redecorate?" So in an Apple Music interview, Tyler explains that the idea for the song came to him from a family whose son had passed away, and they left his room exactly the way that it was. They refused to change things. And he said that it really made him think about what his family would do with his things if he were gone. And it kind of makes you think about your choices and how they have consequences on those people around you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this chorus is saying just that. Think about how the decisions to possibly take your own life. People are, suicide is a big theme in a lot of the songs that we hear from Tyler. He doesn't explicitly say suicide, but I think that's kind of where we might be heading with this. But he wants you to think about how that's going to affect your family.
I had read, and I can't verify this. I don't know whether it was accurate, that he said the friend that this is about, or was the inspiration, took their life by suicide. Yeah.
So that was actually pointed out very clearly. He never said that it was suicide.
Oh, okay.
That everybody kind of assumed that. But when you go back and read the interview, he just said had passed away.
Okay.
So we don't know how. I think everybody kind of assumed that because the song really does very heavily give you that idea, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. I mean,
Sure.
Death is tragic, especially when it's young. So
yeah, and we'll get into that too, for sure. So the lyric that completely derailed the entire song for me was, should they keep it on display? I thought it was, should I keep it on display? And that made zero sense in the context of the song for me. Yeah. So I was like, what? I don't understand what he's trying to say here. And so for me, when you tell somebody like, I'm going to keep things on display, is like you're trying to hide stuff from people. Like you're trying to make things look nicer than they are. And so with the rest of the song, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And so I just lost interest. But when I realized it was they, then I was like, oh, and I really understood what it meant. It's crazy how one word can like completely change things. All right. So first verse, it says, taking inventory of his life, seeing snapshots chronologically in line. Something told him he should look around and tidy up. He collected many things, but never quite enough. So this guy's laying in his room, looking at the ceiling, as we often see in Tyler's music, thinking of his life and all the choices that he made and trying to make the decision to move forward in a cleaner, I put in quotes, way, or not. Like, does he want to change things and organize himself in a better way? Does he want to keep moving forward in a more positive way? Or if he decides that he doesn't want to continue. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and we're not singing these lyrics, but the next word is tried, and I think it fits into both what you just said and what's next. Like, he collected many things, but never quite enough, but he tried to. And it like wore him down, and if this is about suicide, it like gave up, you know?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that. So, like I said,
especially with the way he sings it, where it's like tried, and it's like its own thing. It's not part of the next sentence, you know what I mean?
Okay. I didn't think about it that way. I just thought about it as a continuation of what came after. But I can see, yeah. I mean, I guess.
Like, I think it works both ways. I don't know if he actually did that, but or if that's what he intended, but that's how I hear it.
Yeah. That's a good perspective, actually. Pun intended. All right. So, yeah, like you said, he's collected a lot of things. He has a lot of material possessions, but it's nothing is making him happy. It says, tried looking at it from a new perspective, flat on his back, but he still heard the directive. Orders from the corner where that shadow always lived, never asked permissions. He just hopes that they forgive. So it says he's trying to see things differently, but those things that are in the dark corners of his room, his head, right? Those are the bad thoughts that are still commanding him. And when I hear like flat on his back, it makes me think of a couple of things. When you're like flat on your back, you're down for the count, right? You're in a really vulnerable spot. Does that make sense? Like our dogs, for example, they tell you your dogs trust you when they show you their belly, because that's a really vulnerable position for them to be flat on their back.
Yeah.
So I think he's down. He's like, it's not an easy way to get up from being on your back. You know what I mean? You have to turn. You can't just get up from on your back. Like, back is a bad spot to be. You know what I mean? Like when our kids did jujitsu, they were like, watch your back. You don't want to get laid down on your back. You want to stay.
Actually, that's what I was going to say, because actually you don't want to give your back to the other person. Being on your back is actually a strong position when you're fighting in that way. So I wonder if
whatever.
I wonder if there's different meaning there. Like, because when I think about being flat on my back, I think about laying in bed. Yeah. And when I'm flat on my back, that's when I'm really thinking about a lot of stuff. When I turn over, because I'm a side sleeper, I'm like ready to close my eyes and go to sleep.
Sure.
So I wonder if that's what it's about. And then I wanted to point out real quick that this is the same shadow we mentioned in Hometown. It's that shadow that's always reminding you of the dark places of your mind. So kind of a callback there, probably, I would think. You know, he likes to use pieces of former songs. Yeah.
So the point is, though, that he tried to be better. He tried to be happy. Wasn't working. These dark parts of his thoughts, as Tyler talks about constantly, are just taking over. And so he finally just decides he's not going to talk it out with his family first. He's just going to hope that they will forgive him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think everyone who ends their life thinks that's how it's going to go.
Sure. So that was our first. Mary told you these are going to be like mini stories of people that relate to that one. So that's our first story. It sounds like this man decided that was the way to go, was to just end it. Okay. Second verse, we have a new story and a new perspective. Blankets over mirrors she tends to like. It's not of a she. We have a female. She's not afraid of her reflection, but of what she might see behind it. She's hiding from the way that she looks. She's afraid that if she looks too hard at herself, she will see the things that she doesn't like. So I'm thinking someone who is lots of makeup, lots of cool clothes to hide the things inside that she's not happy with. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but so I feel like those people like mirrors to validate themselves.
But that's what I'm saying. If she truly looks into that mirror, she sees who she really is.
Okay.
Which is what she's trying to hide from everybody.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
So that I think was super important to point out, because I would put a blanket over my mirror because I don't like the way that I look. That's what most people would think. But for this person, it's an inside situation. She doesn't like her inside.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to look too hard.
It's not her outer looks. It's what's inside. I think that it matters. She's hiding from the way she looks. She's afraid that if she looks too hard at herself, she'll see the things that she doesn't like. Okay. So it says she had plans to change her name, just not the traditional way. So this line is super confusing, but I'm going to go rogue on this. And I want everybody to hear me out.
Well, I think let's lay the ground rules. The traditional way is obviously like marriage.
Sure.
Right.
Right.
I think we know that. So the only other way would be that I can think of in modern culture is like trans.
That's where I was going with it.
Oh, okay, good. All right. I wasn't sure because you said rogue, and I don't think that's rogue.
I have never heard anybody try to take that perspective with this verse.
Oh.
And that's why I'm saying I'm going rogue.
Well, now everyone knows that we don't talk about this ahead of time.
No, we don't. I'm going to get into it in a second. I don't mean specifically trans. I'll get into that in just one second.
Yeah.
But this line in all of the research that I did was very confusing for everybody. They kind of like in some of the ones that I read just completely skipped over the line. Like it didn't even exist. And everybody was like, oh, I think it must be marriage because it's a woman. Right? I think the only other way to traditionally change your name would be to die. That's the only thing that would make sense here. But your name doesn't necessarily change, but now you are like formerly known as Billy Bob.
I mean, you can steal someone's identity like Don Draper, I guess.
Yeah. So it's a very confusing line. I completely agree. And I will say I'm like, about 90% sure this is not where Tyler was going with this particular verse, but this is where I'm going to take it because this is what it immediately made my brain think of. And it made me think of the LGBTQA+ community, people that don't feel like the person that they look like on the outside. Inside, they feel different than what everybody sees outside. Does that make sense? So not necessarily just trans people. It could be non-binary people. It could be people that are gay or lesbian and don't want people to see that. So inside, they feel that way, but the outside, they look like everybody else.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what it is here. When we say we change her name, she just doesn't want to be her anymore. Maybe she wants to change her name to a male's name. Maybe she wants to be non-binary. Maybe she, you know what I mean? She wants to change her name, but she wants to get married to another woman. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I feel like this story of her is going. That's what I got from it. And again, we've said it many times. It can be so many different things.
Yeah, I think that I agree with that. And given the time frame in which this was written, like we mentioned, there was a lot of political things going on around this movement and some others.
Sure.
So maybe that was the catalyst. And I also think that it could be a callback to like Trapdoor, where he, that person in that story stole a name from a grave.
Sure.
Whatever that means to them. Yeah. Maybe that's another way you can change your name, is even if it's not legal, you can start going by someone else.
Yeah, you can
because it makes you feel better about who you are.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm feeling about this. I'm feeling a LGBTQ theme here. This person wants to be someone else and they just can't because of society or because of something holding them back, right? It says, haunted by a couple big mistakes, she covers all the dents with the way she decorates. So I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. She's made mistakes in her life. Maybe it's telling the wrong person. Maybe it's not telling people when she should have told them how she really feels. And so she covers up all of those problems, all those issues that she's had. Maybe it is she doesn't want to be in this female body, or maybe it is a male in a female body trying to cover it up. We don't know, but they decorate themselves to look like a normal, in air quotes, person.
Yeah.
To cover up all those mistakes that they've made of not conforming. Does that make sense?
And maybe she has made those mistakes in how she thinks about herself while looking in the mirror. So now she covers them.
Now she covers them up. She doesn't want to see them. So we all make mistakes, right? And that's how we try to cover them up. Maybe we put makeup on. Maybe we put a fake smile on. You talked about the masks that we wear in Trapdoor, right? Maybe it's the way we dress. We don't want people to see how insecure we are, so we're going to dress a completely different way.
Yeah, I wear a lot of black.
A lot of black.
Very slimming.
It goes on to say, then one night she got cold with the blankets on her bed. So she ripped them off the mirror, stepped back, and she said, this to me is taking a different approach from the man in the first story. The man in the first story gave up. He was done. He said, I'm finished. She doesn't want to give up. She's pulling those blankets off. She wants to be who she is now. She's like, I'm done covering up. I'm cold. I want these blankets. I'm not putting them on my mirror anymore. I'm using them on myself. I deserve to be warm and happy. Does that make sense?
It does, but then the next line is into the chorus again. And it leads into it. Yeah,
she doesn't want to. She
said, I don't want to go like this.
Yeah, I'll get into it. I was going to get into it later, but I'll get into it now. I don't think this song is specifically about just choosing to take your own life. I think it's death in general.
Okay.
So in this particular case, I think she is saying, if I were to die tomorrow, I don't want to die not being the person I want to be.
Yeah, and I think she dirtied her room by covering the mirrors and making it look like something it's not. So she wants to clean it up.
She wants to clean it up and be who she is
and
now.
Make it look normal.
Make it the way she wants it, not the way that everybody thinks that it should look like.
Yeah.
She's taking those blankets off the mirror and saying, if I'm going to die tomorrow, I'm going to die being the person that I want to be. Does that make sense?
It does. I like that.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about that. I was going to get into that in a minute, but that makes more sense there, I guess. So now the last verse kind of changes our perspective entirely. I think it's about a man who maybe didn't come from like the best environment and uses alcohol or maybe other substances to like numb that pain. He says he's inebriated most days of the week, right? It says scaled back and isolated. This guy keeps to himself. Or maybe it's a nod to those COVID times when we were asked to stay inside and not interact with people, to isolate ourselves, right? The song says, if you're running to his room, take a breath before you break in, put your ear up to the door, tell me you can hear him saying, and then it goes into the chorus. So the perspective changes entirely to someone who's now listening to this person, working through this and trying to make that decision, telling the person to let them come to that decision on their own because they have to want to live. They have to make that decision. Just like Josh says in Drum Show, I am this way. I want to change. Intentions mean everything, right? Yeah. You can't change and be different unless you've made the decision to change. You can't, somebody who's decided that they don't want to live anymore, you can't just tell them, no, you can't do that. They have to decide that they want to live. Does that make sense? Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So this is where I say this is a hopeful message. This is a hopeful song. I know it might not sound like it. It's not glorifying suicide at all. It is a song of whatever death is, whatever it's going to be, have your room, have everything the way that you want it, and don't make the poor decision that everyone else has to make for you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So think about it first. Think about what you're doing to the people around you before you make those decisions. I think he's saying, find your kitchen sink. Find that one thing that is yours and is going to keep you here. And maybe it's this. Maybe it's thinking, I don't want my family to have to do this. Maybe your family is your kitchen sink. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah. So that's it.
I also want to just point one thing out. And
sure.
This is kind of a preview for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Because next week I'm going to cover Cut My Lip, also done by a request.
Oh, great.
But the first lines of that song are, I'll keep on trying, might as well, if you decide all is well. I think it talks about what you're just saying. Like you need to make that decision, and I'm going to keep on trying to. I'm going to keep going back to it, even though it hurts me and cuts my lip. I don't want to give too much away for next week.
Yeah.
But I keep going back because I've decided to do that.
Yes.
You know, I'm not going to let anybody decide that for me.
Yeah.
All right. That was great.
Thank you.
That was very insightful. And you sure you don't like that song? Because it seems like you do. That was really good.
It's not that I don't like it. I said I don't not like it. It's just not on my playlists or anything like that. I think it's a really profound song. I think it's a misunderstood song. I think people assume that Tyler is all about depression and sadness. But Scaled and Icy specifically, if you really listen to the songs, it's actually a really hopeful album. Like, look at Good Day. Yeah, it's about, like, you know, all these terrible things happen to this person, but they're going to sing their soul. And it's like, it's good day for today. Might not be tomorrow, but it is today.
Yeah.
You know, it's like songs like that. Don't shy away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
It's actually a really hopeful and bright and happy album. I think that's why it like has a really special place in my heart. And so I think that's why Redecorate, it's actually a really good way to end that album because it sounds so sad. But if you really think about it and you let it be hopeful, it is hopeful.
Even in Never Take It, which is about fighting the man, we have the ooh, ooh. It's very happy sounding.
It is very happy, but like I said, though, the songs on Scaled and Icy are hopeful songs, and Never Take It is like no, you're not going to take this. Stand up, be somebody special, go do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like so sad, government sucks, everything sucks.
Well, and it fits the narrative that it was.
It's
the propaganda album, I guess.
Sure.
It was like we faked them out.
Yeah.
We faked them out. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, that was very good.
Thanks.
Great episode.
Yes.
As usual, you really shined. You really came through and pulled it all together there at the end. I think this was one of our most insightful ones.
This is a pretty insightful one. Yeah,
I dig it.
So.
All right. Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for listening. You can find us at clickbait_pod on Twitter, Facebook.
Pretty much.
Not Facebook.
No, not Facebook.
Twitter,
Although
Instagram, and TikTok. Mm-hmm. That's the other one. Big follower news on TikTok. We're like really creeping up there to influencer status. It's looking good.
Yeah.
And keep the ratings and reviews coming. We really love reading those and interacting on Spotify, especially where you can leave comments. We're hoping to comment back to all of them, and we're taking your suggestions. So I hope you're listening and you enjoy those. Oh, we got a surprise face over there. What do we got? 1,000?
We are over 700.
Oh, we're almost there, man.
704.
At 1,000, I can quit my job, right?
Wait a second. Something must have happened because, it did. Whoa. Yes. One of our posts went majorly viral.
How many? Come on, tell us, spill the beans.
Over 4,000 views.
Whoa.
But anyway, when we started this, like recording, not the podcast in general, just tonight, we were at 694 and now we have 704.
Oh.
Which is like followers for like 2 days.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, crazy. All right. Sorry. I was very excited about that.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Again, we love the ratings and reviews. I'm kind of in charge of the Spotify one. So if you get a comment back on that, that's me, the male voice you hear. And everything else is the female.
The female, yes.
Who can't say our names, but that's the female who's doing everything else. And I hope you like it.
We had our nicknames. We've said our nicknames. We can say that.
Yeah. And again, if you're in the Northeast area, we hope to see you at a listening party next weekend.
Absolutely.
And look out for the stickers. It's going to be great.
Stickers I will put on socials if we're going to go live. I'm pretty sure I will try. So keep your ears out for that. If you know friends that want to go to the listening party but can't, let them know our socials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Can't say thank you enough. And we are Clickbait, and so are you.
Stay alive, friends. Show.